regulatory bill.
But questions still loom large over the flash crash on May 6th when the Dow took a dive of nearly 1,000 points. Delaware Senator Ted Kaufman is pushing the SEC in Congress for more answers. He joins us now from D.C. First of all, Senator, I don't want to sandbag you on this at all, but it is breaking news at the moment. It's very important. We understand if you don't want to deal with it, but the issue of the oil moratorium. It has just been lifted by this federal judge. What's your opinion on that?
Well, my opinion is obviously the federal judge has looked into it, and I think clearly the administration will appeal and will go forward. But the problem I have with this, David, is I'm not sure how many of those rigs out there are safe. I mean, when you look at the fact that we have not had people out there inspecting the rigs, clearly the rig that blew up was the worst case. But I'm just worried there's a bunch of rigs out there in the Gulf of Mexico that we just don't know what their status is in terms of safety. We don't know how the concrete was poured. We don't know whether they had batteries in the equipment. There's so many engineering questions that you have to ask. You just wonder, starting all those rigs back up again, we cannot stand another problem like we have at the present time.
Well, Senator, I believe you're completely correct, especially when you say that we don't know yet, that the government could have written this complaint a lot better. According to judges we've spoken with, including Judge Napolitano, he said, you have to give a specific reason. There's something wrong with the stabilizers or what have you. Now, Robert Gibbs has said that they will appeal, of course. So do you get the sense that they will do that in a timely fashion and that maybe this judge is overturned?
Yeah, I think this is our number one problem right now, and I think that this is our number one concern, and I'm sure that they'll be appealing this thing very, very quickly.
All right. Now back, and thank you very much for taking the opportunity to talk about that. Back to this flash crash thing. Are we any closer to understanding what happened?
No, not really. Basically, the problem has, and I've been talking about this. I've been on your show, for over a year, and that is we just flat out don't know what's happening. We've moved from a period where 40% of the trades were, in the last 4 years, 40% of our trades were high-frequency trading to 70%. We really don't have a whole lot of idea what goes on inside these 50 markets. We went from basically 2 markets to 50 market. We don't know what the customers' names on the trades. We don't know what the time of the trade was. I mean, we are just in a bad place. First off, we're a bad place for keeping track of what's going on and being a cop to make sure that good things are going on. But we're also trying to find out what happened afterwards. What happened on May 6th, we're still here. We're not going to get it. I said on May 7th, I don't know whether we'll ever get it because we flat out don't collect the information we need in order to find out what happened.
Yet, Senator, the SEC came through with some regulations, and then they were recently tested on a day where there was an errant trade. I believe the stock was the Washington Post company, where suddenly it either jumped or fell 10% in too quick an amount of time. And the flash crash, new SEC rules kicked into place and worked. So should we have waited with the regulations, or did the SEC do the right thing?
Well, first, look, I think that I said this, and again, I'm not saying this because I'm so smart, because I'm not. I'm just saying it because I said it a year ago. I said a year ago, you got to stop putting Band-Aids on this problem. We can put a Band-Aid on, have circuit breakers, but you've dealt with the market.
What the SEC did, was that a Band-Aid?
Oh, yeah, circuit breakers. I think they admit circuit breakers. Mary Shapiro said we got to take a hard look at market structure. She said the other day that we got to take a look at speed. She said the 2 major objectives were capital formation and protecting long-term investors. These are all things that bode for a different situation. And basically the problem is we have no idea what's happening in our markets now. And the fact is that we have markets where there is no requirement for fair and orderly market. One of the big arguments for high-frequency trading was liquidity, and I'm big on liquidity, but we need transparency and fairness. But even on liquidity, we have people that just said they turned off their computers and walked away. This is just a very, very, very serious problem. I'm glad to see the CFTC and the SEC are having a joint panel to talk about it, but we got to get on with this. We had the scare, the terrible meltdown on May 6th. We had another scare on June 6th with Diebold, when the stock dropped 35% in 6 seconds. They're sending us all kinds of messages. The market is sending, I'm a big market guy. I believe in markets. The market is sending us all kinds of messages that's in trouble.
Well, here's another message being sent. The market's now down triple digits. We better end this conversation, or we're going to send it down even further, Senator. I don't know whether it's a direct connection or not. But listen,
no, David, if it was, I've been saying this for over a year, so it isn't me.
Hey, thank you so much for coming in, Senator Ted Kaufman. Appreciate it.
Thanwhis for having me.
Anytime.
Our pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Take care.
The e-reader wars. Do new price cuts make you want to buy one?
If you're in the market for an e-reader, don't whip